that all I need life.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Real quick before we get into it, I just want to say that the new All I Need Hobo Series decks just came in. Well, they came in right before the New England Am, and they were sitting in boxes in the warehouse, my warehouse space, and I was itching to get at them, but the New England Am came up fast, and that was insane. It was intense. A lot of skating. 2 days of epicness. There's so many good shredders, man. It's ridiculous. It'd be sick to do. It would be sick to do a New England Pro one day. There's so many good skaters, man. I feel like it could happen. But yeah, I don't know. It went better. It went smoother. I had help. We planned ahead a little more this time, so everything felt like way more professional and intense. It was such an epic show. And then when that was over, I came back and I finally got to unboxing the boards, and I was so hyped. They came out amazing. Peter James Glenn killed it on the artwork. Chapman killed it on the production, and these things are going to be going out to Eastern Skate Supply shortly. So if there's any shops out there that want to support All I Need, you'll be able to get them through Eastern, or you could hit us up direct at allineedskate@hotmail.com. Yeah, and if you don't live near a skate shop that carries our boards, or you don't live near a skate shop at all, but you still want to cop one, you can check them all out at allineedskate.com. We're getting low on the old graphics. We got a couple Seafood Vengeance each, and same, there's a couple Rise decks, and maybe a Wartime or two. So we still have some of those, but they're low. They're going quick, and then we got the new series, and yeah, and the cool thing is if you cop something from the online store, a portion of that goes into directly supporting this podcast. So it's listener funded, which is cool, and that way we can keep it uncensored and talk about whatever and not have to worry about upsetting sponsors and get as weird as we want. So, and to everyone out there that has copped something from the store and supported the podcast, you guys are fucking epic, and I appreciate it. It helps make this all happen. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, the podcast today, our objective was to have an open, honest conversation about drugs. So I reached out to All I Need Pro and my best friend, Corey Goonan, because I knew he had issues with drug abuse in the past. And we hadn't really talked. We talked about it a little bit when we were out in the middle of trips and like had nothing to do but skate and kind of open up and meet each other a little better. We talked about it, but I never really got to really grill him, you know. And tonight I really held him to the fire, and we talked about it. And we have interesting perspectives. You know, he comes from one angle, and I come from an angle of my mom abusing it, and I had to deal with some of the repercussions of that. So I don't know. At the very least, I hope we're able to have the open, honest conversation that we were trying to have, and if it affected you or helped you, or if you want to chime in on any of it, and any feedback would be fucking amazing, because it's not easy to have these conversations, but I felt like it was a cool thing to do, and that I'm glad we did it. I'm very proud of this. So yeah, thank you guys for everything. Let's get it.
And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I gotta get on this.
I just love the skating and the scene.
Rain, go away. All I need is a skateboard today.
This is the Shetler Show, featuring professional skateboarder, podcaster, and All I Need Skate founder, Anthony Shetler.
So it was hot. Everyone was doing it.
Yeah, they're looking for their dad's fucking metal skateboards in the garage.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Get on this thing.
Each episode brings you amazing discussions with interesting people from all walks of life.
Kind of when skateboarding clicked for me, and you learn some tricks or whatever, and you get that appreciation from your peers, you know? The other skaters are like, holy shit, like, yeah, dude, that's rad.
Admiration.
Yeah, the admiration or the affirmation.
Real, recognized real.
If I didn't experience those crazy moments in my life, then these great moments would never be as great as they have been.
Honestly, like for me, I just loved it. Like I saw those dudes, I saw those videos, and I was like, holy fuck, this is sick.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do.
Nice. She's recording. Nice. She's a little crooked. Hello, everybody out there in internet fuckland. I'm just kidding. We're out there now too. All right. Today's podcast was a brainchild of myself, and Corey thought it would be a cool idea too. But we're gonna start with New England Am. But the idea is to have an open and honest conversation about drugs, and we have a live feed going. So if anyone wants to chime in, we'll maybe check them. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I think we're good.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to start at the contest. What was your take of it? Because we haven't really talked much about it.
Yeah.
How many have you been to?
All of them.
From the beginning, you went to all of them?
Yeah.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
Skated in the first one.
That's right.
And then
Who'd you skate for?
Solstice.
Solstice. That's right. Makes sense. Damn, that's the only one you skated in?
Yeah.
Nice. So what'd you think of this year?
It was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, like especially the little kids, like, I don't know where they came from or who they are, but they're unbelievably good.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it was crazy.
14 and under, particularly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 15 and over, too. Like, I don't know, just the kids that from, like, 11 to, like, 15, that age range was, like, outrageous.
There was a couple of them that were fucking nose blunt in the 9-foot back to back.
Every time. Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
No. And I love nose blunts. I've never fucking nose blunted that thing.
It's so scary.
All right.
It's like thin, too.
It's weird. I don't know how. The other thing is, like, I don't know how they look like they've been skating for, like, 20 years
I know.
when they're 11 years old.
Doesn't
Like,
make sense.
No, they have, like, good, solid style. It's not like. I don't get it, dude.
That was the thing back in the day. It was like you'd see little kids skating and you could tell they're little kids.
Yeah.
But now, even if they're condensed and still really small, like Asher Bradshaw was a prime example of that.
Yeah.
He, like, hasn't hit puberty yet.
Yeah.
And, like, not an insult or anything. He's just literally, like, 11 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
And he literally skates like a little man.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. How is that even possible?
I don't know. Like, the confidence and, like, power. Like, it's weird to see, like, an 11-year-old kid look powerful on a skateboard.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't get it.
Maybe it's just like
That's sick, though.
maybe it's just like the collective of skateboarding has gotten to that point that now the new crop is just like taking in so much information so much quicker.
Yeah, I think that, yeah.
And that they like are just 10,000 hour rules and over.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's like when I was a kid, I didn't ever consider, like when I first started skating, I never considered like style.
Yeah.
You know? It was just skating and you wanted to learn tricks and stuff. But I feel like style is like, I mean, it's always been a factor, but I don't know, when you started skating, was like, did you think about your style at all?
No.
I feel like kids like start.
You're more focused on learning it, right?
Yeah, you just want to learn how to do a kickflip or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, I feel like style is like more important now, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it's, I don't know.
I agree. When I was first learning, I was like, you quickly start to focus on style though, because when you land one kickflip, you're like, well, I want to do that again, and I want to make it a little better,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little better, and then you do like for hours, and then you start to land like 5 a day,
Right.
and then you're like, all right, then you slow down, and you're like, all right, even if I get 2 good ones, I don't need 5, and then.
Right.
But yeah, nowadays it's like almost just people are just so fucking good, just sick. Like Weller, you saw Weller 360 off the wall ride in the video we were watching earlier, where he's trying to air up.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
wall.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
fucked up, right?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
That's like hybrid skating. That's like parkour and skateboarding. He literally launched off a flybox, caught his board, ran on the wall, and tried to 360 like melon grab and put it
Ugh.
back into the transition.
not even the easy way.
No, not at
The
all.
hard way.
I know, and he almost fucking had it. How'd you feel about like did you go outside? Did you see the parking lot pimping out there? The New England Am?
Not too much. I wasn't there, like, I was pretty much just there from, like, I didn't hang around, like, after, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if it got crazy after.
Well, it was kind of the whole day. It was like it did get a little crazy towards the end. I just hung out in the parking lot and picked up fireball nips. Like
Oh,
I had my cruiser ball board and I was just skating because I had been judging and organizing all day. And then I went out there and there's like 20 dudes out there just partying basically, you know, which I wasn't mad at. I was like, whatever. But I was like, you guys have no idea. This was the best day ever, but let's not fucking ruin it. Because if the cops come and all these nips and cigarette packs are on the ground and, like, they're going to fucking... Now you're going to get in trouble. But if I just picked them up while they're all arguing with each other. Because I was like, if the cops come, at least if I pick these up, they're just fucking drunk people.
Right, yeah.
There's not all this alcohol on the road.
Yeah.
And, like... So... But they were all really... We got out good. And then we went to IHOP.
Yeah.
Like, no drama. Everybody cleaned
after?
up. Yeah, solid IHOP sesh. Josue, Jeff, Kevin. It was a pretty heavy IHOP sesh. You look like a guy who enjoys an IHOP.
I mean, I love breakfast. IHOP's wouldn't be my first choice.
Where would you go for breakfast?
Just like not like a chain.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, we have an off-Broadway diner up here. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
But anyways, throughout the day, there were dudes, like, skating barrels in the street and, like, hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, I just go out. I would judge or, like, MC or whatever, and then go outside, and there would just be a fucking session outside.
You know what'd be sick?
That was sick.
Like, you could get, like, everyone to park in that back lot the next time.
Yeah.
Or wherever else, and you could have, like, tents set up out there and shit, where everyone's parked against the building.
Yeah, we were talking about
like
that.
Food or whatever.
We should get a food truck, too. It would be sick.
Yeah.
Food truck with tents, and then put some skate obstacles out there that aren't skate obstacles.
Yeah.
But, like, because people are dragging barrels out. As long as nothing bad happens, as long as you're not breaking anything, and, like, if the cops roll by, just fucking act chill.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
Inside and out.
Yeah, that would be sick. Ramsey was talking about he wants to be, like, the organizer of the outside. Like, he's perfect at that. Yeah. He's already got plans, so
Dude,
next year's going to be wild.
That whole day.
I was telling Carol and Dave, I was like, look, people are going to, at any gathering where you get, like, hundreds of people, you're going to fucking have some antics.
Oh, yeah.
But we have to outsmart those antics. Like, just be prepared, you know? Like, give out
Yeah, they don't, like,
they
don't overshadow, like, the event or anything, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, like, a small little part of it.
Well, last year we had a fucking fight at the New England Am. Did I tell you about this?
No, I don't know.
At the end of the year, at the end of the contest, we did a product toss. And we threw out so much shit. It was so cool. Hooking people up, you know? And a lot of the dudes that skated in the contest that didn't qualify or whatever, they were there catching free shit. And they put on a hell of a show. So I was like, I'm glad, you know, like they skated. I'm glad they left with something.
Yeah.
We threw out a fucking board and two dudes are wrestling and started fucking hitting each other over a board.
Dudes, like, grown?
Yeah, like 25-year-old men.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, dude, you could just buy a board instead of fight someone. Like, just fucking let someone have it. You know what I mean? So I at the end of the contest last year, the whole contest was sick. 2 days, everything went smooth. Like, so many sick people. Then at the very end, I had to argue with this kid in the shop. And I was just like, dude, like, he was trying to act like he got disrespected. I'm like, you're fighting at a skateboard competition over a deck.
Yeah.
Like, it's a product toss. Like, that, like, put a sour taste on it, you know?
Yeah, it's a bummer.
But this year, none of that. And this year, you know what? We didn't do the product toss because, did you see little Phoenix Sinnerton out there? Little Australian blonde-haired kid. Super little, fucking crushes.
Yeah.
He came up to me throughout the summer and was like, Shetla, because he calls me by my last name, which I think is sick, because he says it with an Australian accent. Yeah, Shetla, are you going to do a product toss? And I was like, yeah, dude, if you want. And he looks at me dead in the eyes. He goes, no, not really. I was like, dude, this kid's like 8 years old and he doesn't want a product toss? What the fuck's going on?
Did he say why?
Yeah. He goes, I go, yeah, what's going on, Phoenix? He goes, well, last year, like, those guys fought and, like, I almost got knocked over and, like,
Whoa.
I can't do a good Australian accent.
That was pretty good.
What, you think?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good.
I thought it was bullshit.
No,
but thank
you
you.
had me going.
Yeah, and he was, and I would look at Phoenix. I was like, dude, you're smarter than all of us.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
That's sick.
Yeah, because I remember the fight happened, and I remember it being like making me frustrated about it. But like, I didn't think for a second to not do it again because I didn't think about how it affected like little Phoenix who's out there. Like, he's just a little kid trying to shred.
And it's sick too because he's just like, he's a little kid and you'd think he'd just want free stuff, but he's like, no, like that, it's not worth that.
Well, he's the dude that would actually win some stuff. He'd earn it because he's good. You know, like he's probably not thinking free shit because he's in the contest killing it. You know, he's like applying himself. But yeah, so I was like, you're absolutely right, Phoenix. So this year we didn't do the product toss, but what we did was in the best trick, which you were helping give out everything. Corey helped judge the New England Am, me, Brandon, Westgate, Donnie Barley, Mike. Even Mike was helping him with that. I'm fucking thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dudes killed it. That's like not an easy job, and I'm hyped that you were like down to handle it.
It was cool. It was like weird at first because like I don't know. We were all like none of us were really communicating with each other. We were just like writing down our scores
Yeah.
and like
In the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like we didn't know how it was gonna shake out, but I think it worked out. Like I think everyone got what they deserved.
Yeah. That's kind of how the judging system was set up. It was like we have these loosely based categories like style, consistency, like shit like that, and gnarliness and like some cool stuff, stuff like that. And then you had a point system, so you could circle what you thought they had, and at the end we added it up. But then we had 5 judges, so then we'd all talk about it.
Right.
Even Mike, that's organizing and doing all the registration, he would come up sometimes and be like, "Oh, these are so close. Like, let's figure this out,"
Right.
So we kind of covered all the bases, I think.
Yeah.
For the most part. I feel like it ran the smoothest this year.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Yeah, so New England Am's done. Awesome. 4th one down. Hyped for next year already. We got to start planning. So talking about drugs, because I like to talk about this a lot. I preach and talk a lot, and I annoy the fuck out of people, I'm sure. But I'm always curious when someone brings up drugs. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. When people bring up drugs, because, I mean, everybody's on a drug. Who's not on a drug? Like, sugar's a drug.
Yeah.
Instagram's might as well be a drug,
Yeah.
right?
Apparently you get like some chemical hit when you go on social media.
Like of course.
Dopamine
Yeah.
or something.
That's why people check it a million times, including myself. I had to put that fucking thing away. And I have a unique situation with my family and my mom in dealing with drugs. And I even did I didn't really do, like, heavy drugs. But, like, drinking for sure for a couple years. I was just drinking and being self-destructive.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Toole, I almost, like, killed him. We were driving a golf cart and shit. Fucking crashed and we were having drinks. That was so shitty. That was probably when I just stopped drinking.
Yeah.
Because of, like, an accident. Like, Ryan had to get surgery because of that.
Yeah, I remember hearing it. I didn't even know you then, but I heard about it.
Yeah, we were just dicking around. We had a golf cart, and I just, like, cut the wheel too fast. But I for sure was, like, I had beers in me, you know what I mean? Like, I probably wouldn't have cut it that fast if I wasn't drinking,
Yeah.
I felt so bad. I mean, Ryan was totally fine. Like, he got everything squared away, and, like, he, like, told me he forgave me and stuff. But I was like, oh, that was, like, a fucking eye-awakening event. And I was like, at that point, I was like, drugs, alcohol, which is one of the gnarliest drugs,
man.
right?
Yeah.
That one, I was like, I need to, like, not do this for a while.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst one I've abused, that and sugar.
Sugar's a big one.
But I have an insight because my mom dealt with drugs most of my life, and I have a different angle because I had to deal with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
experience is a little different with drugs. Yeah. I wanted to start at the beginning. Like, how did you get into what you were doing? Like, what led up to it? Like, why did you end up doing harder drugs?
Damn, I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah. That's what all day today, I was like, what's the question I can ask?
I think initially to feel different.
Yeah.
Like, just to feel anything other than what you feel like day to day.
Like mundaneness?
Yeah.
Like
to break that up. And then, like, whatever bullshit teenage angst you go through, like, that's when I started, like...
It's bullshit, but it's real. Because we all go through growing
It's real at the time, so, yeah.
Some people don't survive those bullshit teen things. Like,
yeah.
They get wrapped up and they become, like, adults that can't function because of them.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something heavy.
But that was pretty much, like, yeah, just... And that's even still, like, if I choose to do drugs now, like, not drugs like hard drugs, but it's always just to feel different. Like, for a little bit, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like,
well, I smoke weed.
If you can manage it and that's the the goal, I don't really see anything bad.
Yeah. Well, for me, like, weed, I'll use it as, like, enhancement. Like, if I'm going to do something like edit, I know if I smoke a little weed and edit, it's just going to make it more fun. I don't know why. Just because I'll be more into it or whatever, and it won't feel like work. It's like, oh, I'm smoking some weed, I'm editing footage, I'm reliving these moments. It's, like, sick to be there again.
Yeah.
But even that in moderation.
Yeah, I mean, they can help, too.
Yeah.
They can... But it can be a slippery slope.
Yeah. How did you, like... Well, let's get it out of the way. What's the sketchiest drug you've done? As I smoke weed.
I never really did I never shot heroin. I never smoked crack. I never got into. I think those might be the two that I never fucked with.
Those are two gnarly ones.
Yeah, I never got that far.
Because shooting it involves needles, and that's hairy as well. And then smoking crack, you see people without teeth, and they're usually not.
I mean, they're all sketchy. Combining them gets sketchy.
Yeah.
I've had times where it was you do this and then you do that, and then you're sitting there fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And you just have to ride it out that. I never did really sketchy drugs, but I had sketchy experiences with drugs,
Yeah. Yeah, it's a slippery slope, dude. I've never done coke because that one just seemed unmanageable. But I know a lot of people do it. That one has a lot of taboo, but I know there's functioning cokeheads that do that.
Yeah.
The economy, I think, runs on some of them. But it seems like it could get hairy.
Yeah, it depends on the person, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't do. If I do something once and like it, I'm gonna want to do it again right away.
Yeah.
I have to be all or nothing with that shit.
Yeah.
So I look at people like that who can just take it or leave it, and I'm in awe of those people.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know how you do that, but yeah. So it's person to person.
I guess a good question would be, how did you realize you had a problem with the drugs, with whatever drug you couldn't manage?
Well, at first, I did drugs for a long time without ever thinking it was a problem. I would just do them, socially, I guess, and sometimes not socially. Sometimes whatever.
Did you ever do pills?
Yeah, that was the big one. That's when I realized I had a problem.
I did no dose once. I took 16 and everything was like this.
No dose?
Yeah.
Oh
I'll never do it again. I did it once because I was young and people were doing it. Do the no dose.
That was the thing.
Yeah, and I was okay, I guess, because I was always scared of drugs. Super scared of drugs because of my family.
Yeah, me too.
But pills is a weird one because it's not exactly it's not like a heroin or a crack. It's not as obvious because doctors give you that shit.
Yeah, well, it's fucked up. It's kind of worse than heroin. The pills that. When I finally realized I had a problem, I had to get help, it was Oxycontin.
Yeah, that's a gnarly one people get hooked on. I hear a lot about that.
Synthetic heroin, basically.
Yeah.
It's way harder to kick because it's synthetic. Or I don't know if it's way harder, but I've heard that.
And it's given out by doctors. People get subscribed to it.
It's a painkiller.
Yeah. Gnarly. So what was the moment that made you realize?
I couldn't go. Well, dude, first of all, those pills, the ones that were getting everyone hooked, they're these 80 milligram pills, and they cost $80 for one pill, street value.
Really?
Yeah.
How does you have to steal, huh? That's how that happens.
It comes to that, or why there's a fucking heroin epidemic, because it gets too expensive. Heroin's the cheaper alternative.
And that's going on right now in Massachusetts.
You get hooked on Percocet, Vicodin, Oxycontin, any of those opioid painkillers.
Yeah.
You get hooked on those, they become unavailable. Your doctor won't write you a script anymore, or they get too expensive buying them on the street, and heroin's dirt cheap and available everywhere.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wonder about this shit. Because my mom dealt with drugs her whole life. She did them, and she was from this area. And it fucked her up, For most of my life, my mom was fucked up on heavy drugs.
Yeah.
And I watched her deteriorate because of it. And I always heard, you always hear in this area, particularly, people deal with, heroin abuse. Some of my cousins had issues with that and trying to battle it, My uncles and stuff struggle with that stuff. It's something about this particular area that it happens,
It's not just, it is in this area, but it's all over the country now. It's insane, dude. I can't remember. I think there's a television show coming to Netflix or something that focuses on one particular city. I don't want to say the wrong name, but it's
Wyoming or Cheyenne, New York.
It's somewhere around here, somewhere. I think it's on the East Coast.
Oh, Big Pharma loves addiction. That's true.
Exactly.
I was just talking about pills. Yeah.
And who knows? There's all sorts of people who think it's it was planned. You know what I mean? By pharmaceutical companies to get people addicted to heroin. I don't know.
Whether it's
enough
planned or
to-
not, they legalized it and were able to make profit off of it.
Yeah, I mean
without very loose
they're
regulations.
they're not stupid, so they knew where it would. They knew how addictive they were, and they knew where it would go. Like what? I don't know. That's shitty to think about.
I got a hard question. We're gonna go deeper on the
Okay.
shitty questions.
All right.
Did you ever do anything fucked up to someone that you had to make amends for? Like something that you're just like, this isn't me. Like you fucked and blew it. Like while on something.
Yeah, but this is a fucked up one.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
I've told people this. Yeah, I don't fucking care. So
the objective for today is a raw and honest, open conversation about drugs.
yeah, I mean it's not. I don't know. I'll just tell it. So when I was like, 16 maybe, like living at home in high school or whatever.
Yeah.
Family
life is okay, or
it's
broken.
It's whatever.
Partial at the time. Yeah.
But
a lot of people go through shit.
my mom had these like whatever, some sort of pain pill for. She's had like kind of like almost it's like MS, but it's not MS. It's like her whole life, whatever. But she used to take this prescription, like this painkiller, and I would like every now and then I'd just like go and take one or whatever, never noticeable, whatever.
We did that with weed early on. We'd steal from my friend's dad, just a little bit of bud,
Yeah. But then she started like catching on to it. I don't know why I'm like smiling.
Because you recognize,
you'll see.
Because I'm already stealing for it.
So, but she just started to like notice after a while, I think, and like confronted me about it, and like, so I didn't do it for a while, and then I was like, fuck, like, but I want to do these pills or whatever. So I came home from school one day, and I had this idea. I was like, I'm gonna fake a break-in.
Horrible idea already, but go ahead.
I'm gonna fake a break into my house, and I'm gonna take the pills. And dude, it's so fucked up.
Keep going though. I'm interested.
No, so I did. I took the pills. That's the only thing I took.
Yeah.
Is I just took the bottle and like whatever, put it in my room.
You faked the break-in though. What did you?
But all I did was I think I called my dad and I was like, hey, did you leave the door open? Like something like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And I was like, well, yeah, like, I don't know. I called my mom, like, do you leave the door? I'm like, yeah, no, leave the door open. Like, I think someone broke in the house.
That's
and,
pretty subtle, but may work.
It's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was, like, hesitant to tell it, because it's, like, it almost, like, bums me out that I thought of that. You know?
Yeah, but it's good to know that you could be a monster. If you don't know you can be a monster, you're going to get away with shit being ignorant. Like, people don't know they're, like, going to be shitty parents. And then you see them and they're shitty parents and they're not even aware. It's good to be able to be aware that you're a monster so you can restrain your inner monster.
Yeah.
I have monsters, too. Like, you have feeling like sometimes you're, like, having such a bad day and you just want to punch a hole in the wall.
But look, then,
that's reckless.
Then another time, I forgot to pay my drug dealer.
Yeah.
$80. I found it in my pocket the next day. Like, I just forgot. I told him and brought it back to him. so
good guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe.
know. I don't know if that evens it out or I don't know what that's.
But I think it's important to know that each individual out there, you know, because we're all made up of the same stuff. We're all humans, so like we have the capacity to do fucked up shit. It's just being aware of it and then building restraint around it and understand not to. You know, that's like what.
Dude, that was one of those things where like that happened when I was 16, so it happened 12 years ago, and I never thought I would even speak that story out loud. You know what I mean? So no, I've told it since. I've told it before this to like people or whatever, but I don't know. I think like just talking about it is like, just saying it out loud is like, I don't know. It makes it a little less fucked up.
Yeah.
In some way.
Well, because otherwise it's just in your head, and you're obviously your harshest critic. So it's like you're just gonna hate yourself for it. But if you at least say it out, you're like only human. Like people make mistakes. You know. Like I'm sure there's other people that have done. I'm sure I've done something fucked up that I just can't think about right now. I did steal a Mountain Dew once. That was like I felt bad, but I justified it because it was a grocery store. I'm like, they're huge. It's some huge thing. And then they caught me. Like they chased me out of the store and I threw it.
Dude, you know what's funny?
Didn't even drink it.
I don't think my dad knows that, that I did that. I think my mom knows.
Well, I'm sending him this.
But dude,
Sure.
he's like, before it was pretty like chill with the locks around the house and the doors and stuff.
Yeah.
But ever since, like, shit is locked every time. Like,
He doesn't even know it's your fault.
no,
right?
I don't think he does.
Ah,
That's fucked up.
ripple effects. That's good though. That doesn't seem that bad. Compared to like what my mom had done. My mom's like punched me in the face while like glassy eyed.
Yeah,
and,
no, like,
freaking out and like.
I wasn't like, it didn't take me very long to realize I had a problem.
Yeah.
And like, I got clean. Like, I went to rehab and,
By yourself.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What was there? Was that the turning point? When you did that?
No, I was 16 when I did that. When I got clean, when I went to rehab, I was 18.
So 2 years later, you're in rehab.
Yeah.
Was there something that you're just like, what shot that off? Like, because most people have to be forced into rehab, I imagine.
I got in my car one day after like, so I was doing like pain pills and coke, and I got in my car one day.
Pretty good combination. Could probably be fun at some point.
Well, the idea was shit, let me think. I gotta think about this for a minute. So you do the coke, and then you do the pill, and by the time the coke wore off, because it's like coming down from coke is the worst thing ever.
Okay.
So when you came down from the coke, you kind of landed on the pill instead of just crashing to
Makes
the
sense.
floor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that like a lot of people ended up doing that, like combination of drugs.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got in my car one day to like whatever, I was going somewhere, and after doing a bunch of coke, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and like my nose was just bleeding, and I was like, it just like flipped a switch. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, you're in that situation that you've probably seen in a movie. And
Yeah, it was just like, it was pathetic. I
Yeah.
was like, what? But I don't know. It just, that was it. I went home. I told my parents. They had no idea I was like doing drugs or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have to keep? Well, I mean, you stole from them. So did you have to like lie too? You must have had to lie then to keep up your charade. Like, were you missing at times? Like,
No, I mean,
you were.
I had a full-time job.
Nice.
I went to work, and I mean, when I got out of work, I went and did drugs, but
Yeah.
I went back to work the next day. But
Where was skating during this?
it was gone.
Oh,
wasn't
that's
skating.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
that
when
was-
you know you have a problem. That's when you know you have a problem. For
Yeah.
sure, right? Skating first.
Dude, if I didn't, like, it's so corny and so many people have said it, but like,
Say it. I love those cliches.
no, when I was in rehab, I was like, the only thing, like, if I didn't have skating to look forward to after getting out,
Yeah.
like, dude, I don't know what would have happened, but like when I got out, I went and bought a new board that day, and just like, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was 18.
When did I meet you? Because I met you.
You met me shortly after that.
You were very focused on skating when we met.
Yeah, it was the only, like, dude, I didn't talk to girls, I didn't drink, like, I didn't smoke weed. I started smoking cigarettes in rehab, believe it or not. Yeah.
Sorry.
But,
You know how I feel about them.
no, I'm just saying, yeah, no, it's like, I wasn't doing anything but skating, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I just dove back into that.
But you started smoking in rehab.
Yeah.
That's such a bad drug.
Yeah.
It's such a gnarly drug.
It's all people
And that
doing
makes
there.
sense, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. It's like substitute.
Non-caffeinated or decaf coffee and cigarettes.
The cigarette one's tough because it can set in later on,
Dude,
you
it's
know?
awful.
Like the cumulative effect of that one. It's
so
like
bad.
you get to 40 and you're like, now I'm replacing my lung when you're past your teenage retardedness and angst, you know? And you're
Yeah.
like 40 and you're like, I picked this habit up when I was 15 and now I have this
Fuck.
hospital bill and like a lung,
Yeah.
or you know, like shit like that. Self-imposed that people I never thought of. When you're young, you don't think of like getting old. How strange is that?
No, it's true.
Right? You just
Yeah.
you're more self-destructive when you're young because you're just like everything's new and like one thing can set you off and like
Yeah.
you're trying to manage your emotions and your thoughts and figure out who you are. So it's like you can fucking go off the deep end apparently, like some
Yeah.
of us did. You know, like
Yeah.
being young's not easy. People like to act like they have it easy, and maybe some people do. But just trying to develop as a human and figure
Yeah.
out who you are, even if you have all the money in the world,
Deal
it's
with your
even hard.
thoughts and like,
Yeah.
it's harder to see that things are gonna pass because you have so little time behind you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
as
we've
you
talked
get
about
older-
this, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you have more time behind you. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Like,
Yeah, because once
seems
you make
never ending.
once you make some history of your life and you can look back and reflect on it, then it's like you have something to grasp at and understand and be like, this is where I came, this is where I am. But when you're young, you don't. You're just out there fucking swinging at walls.
Yeah,
I was
reckless. Yeah,
I got to a point in my life, like my mom was so fucked up, and like I was always super like optimistic as a child because I felt like I needed to be. I just felt like, you have to be like someone has to like see the positive,
Yeah, I feel like you could have gone one way or the other.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
felt the tide going. Yeah,
Like-
I've wanted to go that way.
Yeah, I don't know how you fucking made it out of that shit.
Because that way, like, I knew a lot of people that went that way, where it was like hate and anger and fucking gnarliness,
Yeah,
and they would hang out together and do drugs together, and I would just watch them, and I'm like, you guys are just like suffering together.
yeah,
The only reason I could see that was because I still had skating. I had like something that was outside that group.
right.
But if I didn't have that, I would have been in that group because
Yeah.
we were all just talking about pain and drinking, and they were doing pills and like even smoking weed and stuff. Which, to me, I smoke weed now. I think the secret is to figure out what drugs you can manage or
Yeah.
which ones are good. Like because everyone's on a drug. Like sugar is one of the drugs that I have to manage.
Yeah.
Like people
It's
die.
good to feel different.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
now and then. Like there's a psychology, like it's called like altered states of consciousness or something. Like shit,
I've heard of that.
I was gonna start talking about something I didn't really know anything about.
Nice.
Yeah, like wanting to feel different is normal, and I think it's good for you. Like good for your mind, for your balance.
I agree because, like, the reason why weed helps me now is like because when sometimes you like are stuck in doing the same patterns and you can't get outside these patterns, like the inertia of life carries you away because you have responsibility and things to do, and that becomes you because that's all you do and think about. So to break those patterns, that's why people get super fucked up because they're probably working all week, they're probably not living the life they want, and they need to like express that they're unhappy or at least
Just
try to have fun.
Forget about it for a little bit, or
So they get super fucked up. Like my mom always got super fucked up because she was in a sinking boat and she couldn't help herself, and she had a bunch of kids and things were getting worse, and she didn't know how to like even save herself. So she would just she would do drugs to hurt herself, to have hospitals take her in, give us housing. Like she used that as a way to like survive almost. It became her surviving mechanism.
Dude, I mean, if that's your only option, if you're like,
it wasn't though. It was just like,
I mean, if she didn't have the tools
She
or the
couldn't see
resources
it. She
to
couldn't
get the
see it.
right kind of help for what she needed, like for her mind, if that's what was torturing her, then what she did was the best thing she could have done.
Yeah.
And under those circumstances,
she was self-medicating too because she blew her ankle out and had all these screws and plates. She had really bad arthritis, which I can relate to now because I can feel my mom used to always talk about her arthritis and how painful it is, and I didn't believe her because she did so many drugs.
Yeah.
And it was probably a little bit of both. She had arthritis and it hurt her, but honestly, she was feeling the hurt more than the positive because she was doing drugs and focusing on all the negative. Like when she was constantly running away from problems, everything's falling apart. She could never just sober up and like focus on something positive, even if it was one step outside that didn't hurt.
Right.
So she was always whining about arthritis. So that fucked me up because like I'd come home and she'd be like, oh, and I'm like, what? And then she'd like throughout the whole day, like I just hear that all fucking day, and I'm like, stop it! Like either it's that bad, like I couldn't understand it. It just fucked with my psychology so much.
Yeah.
So my poor lady has had to deal with me, like when she's like, oh, and I'm like. I don't always believe her, but it's like I should because she hasn't abused it. But it's just ingrained in me from my mother.
Dude, that's funny. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Does it?
Because dude, we'll be out. We'll be out skating sometimes, and someone will eat shit like really hard, and you'll just be like, "You're fine."
Yeah.
You're good, dude. The day when I hurt my back, when I like tore that thing in my back, you're like, "Yeah, like you probably just have to walk it off."
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. That's exactly why, though. Because I'm used to someone always being in pain and never.
It totally makes sense. Dude.
So I'm like, and I tore my ACL when I was 16, and I just walked it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still don't have an ACL on my left knee.
Yeah.
we just got to know each other. Shit got real on the Shetler show right here.
Goddamn, dude.
That's why.
Good.
Good. This is why we did this tonight.
Wow. Another piece falls into place.
Sorry.
No.
I
I mean,
should've been
it's usually like good advice, because the worst thing you want to do when you get hurt is like sit there and like think about how bad it is.
Yeah.
You know, if you can like,
because you'll paralyze yourself.
if you can convince yourself you're okay, even if you're not, you know, you're gonna be better off.
You'll be able to get to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, my mom had a bunch of stuff that her drug abuse put on me, and I was like a little kid, and I was like just trying to get through school and puberty and like losing my father, and then her issues were like pushed onto me and my siblings, you know, because she was like not a good mother, you know.
Yeah.
She came around. I love my mother. She was great in her moments. Like, she cooked great meals. I loved that my mom cooked for me.
Yeah.
And you know, she just had a hard time getting over her own shit. She was molested from her father. She had abusive relationship after abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Drugs through 5 different children with 3 different men. And, like, she was sinking her whole life. Like, even my father was in a gang, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, those 2 people together, like, made, you know, 5. My father had 5 kids with 2 women, I believe. So, like, combined, they had so many kids with too many people.
It's like the wrong side of the tracks Brady Bunch.
Yeah, shit was fucked up, man. But I learned a lot about addicts, and I learned a lot about how to like not fall for that, or at least how to manage to own drugs in my life. It at least scared me enough to be like, okay, I can't let this shit get out of control.
Yeah.
Even though when I was hitting like, I did get into drinking a lot, and that fucked me up. And that was like Birdhouse days and before.
Yeah.
Birdhouse days were just like, we moved to California, and it was 2 years, and it felt like Groundhog's Day there.
Yeah, like how old were you? Early 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah, like college years. Like,
yeah.
you're gonna do that anyway.
Yeah.
But the fact that, like, when that shit happened with Ryan Toole,
yeah.
like, when it starts to go, like,
That
sideways, and
was,
you realize it immediately.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, because of your, you know, because what you saw growing up.
Yeah.
You know?
So, like, but that, my mom scared me off of anything heavy. Like, even psychedelics I was scared to do. I did that not that long ago with Derek in Street League, you know? And I was like, now I'm like, psychedelics aren't even that crazy, you know, compared to, like, the ones that are super addictive, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure some people have issues with psychedelics, but, you know, pills and all those other ones, the numbers are right there. Even alcohol is, like, so dangerous.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Let me look at this real quick. Break it up real quick. Oh, we're going to scroll all the way back. Oh, this might have been a... Alright, here we go. Come on, phone. There we go. I miss making fun of the pizza guy who delivered to the park. No time, Dan. Probably shouldn't have done that. Word. That's fair enough. Backdoor skate shop in the building. Oh, Devin Ayers. So many rippers at that contest. Hell yeah. Devin was killing it. He was one of the rippers we were talking about.
He's the kid who did the frontside flip on the
the slow-mo Ramsey film. God. So good. Devin, you crush.
That's sick. Backdoor
Skate Shop says, fuck yeah, no drama is legit. Talking about when we were talking about New England AM and shit. Yeah, dude, it's a skateboard event. That's what I'm always like. It's fucking, we're here to skateboard. Skateboarding first. Our egos, your fucking whatever, put that all aside so we can grow skateboarding together. Because skateboarding is what saves us all, you know? Like, it's the truth. Like, that should be put first.
Yeah. Above
anyone's personality, attitude, bullshit. Like, be good to skateboarding and those that enjoy it and those around you. Like, spend $50 on a deck. Support local. Hell yeah. Solid advice. Let's see. All I need is my drug. See what I do. I did like that. We got more. Farm Tech knows a bit or two. Trust me. I made a DIY where I live. Lev was at the contest. Lev shreds. That's sick. You made a DIY at your local spot. Hello from Taiwan. Hell yeah, Heidi Chen.
Damn, really?
1985.
Sick.
Hell yeah, Schmikey Murders. What up? Good dog was popping. He's tuning in. Have you guys come to Taiwan and skated before? Nope.
No.
I've been to China twice. We went to like Shenzhen and Hong Kong, which was amazing. I went to Japan, Tokyo, but never Taiwan. That seems like a cool place, though. I've seen like some cooking shows and like some stuff on King Cobras, and it's always there.
Thai food's really good.
Yeah, I fuck with it.
I don't know if they eat the kind of Thai food we have over here.
You think we have like the American Thai?
It's probably not what they have.
It's
over
probably
there.
not as good, for sure.
No, for sure.
The Scoot God says fuck skating. I love scootering. He's totally joking though, because he's a skateboarder.
The Scoot God?
Yeah, that's the homie. He's just busting our balls.
Alright.
So what drugs do you do nowadays, Goonan? Because we all do, bro.
Coffee.
I love coffee. How do you like your coffee?
A little bit of cream, a little bit of sugar.
Nice. All the time? Every time?
Sometimes I'll have black. It's like second or third cup of the day.
Yeah?
Or
You go that
lazy.
deep?
Yeah.
You've had 3 cups. How often do you have 3 cups a day?
A couple times a week, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah?
I'm usually at 1 cup a day, and I'll stretch it out.
Really?
But today's my second one, I think. Or actually, I had a half one from yesterday because I usually get it black. So I like sometimes I'll finish it, put it in the fridge, wake up, heat it up. That's nice. I love that.
I go like right when I wake up, and then one on the way to work. That's usually it. Like it's usually just 2, but
Just to wake you up, get the fogs out.
yeah, just to get it going.
Do you ever abuse caffeine? Do you notice it? Because 3 is pretty deep, I feel. Is that normal, maybe?
I don't know.
Because if I have 2, I'll notice that I'm like, I'm like kind of gonna get a headache. I'm gonna feel like shit the next day.
Really?
Usually.
I don't really like. I don't know. I don't really even notice. All I notice is that I'm more awake than I was before I had. Like I don't get like jittery or anything.
You don't?
Like that, no.
Dude, when I have a coffee, sometimes I'll be like sweating in my armpits and like ready to run.
Yeah. No. Well, you haven't really. You never drank coffee. You didn't drink coffee for a long time.
I
Right?
didn't. No.
Yeah.
Because I was scared of that. How funny is that? Alcohol was the one that was fine, and then I even tried pills before.
Yeah.
It just seemed like it was like from the doctor, and like
Right.
you could control it more. Even though I knew it was gnarly and I saw people fucking with it, but I was like, it just seems like, but it was wrong. I was wrong. Clearly, I was a fucking idiot. No dose. Like 16
No
now.
dose.
I probably almost OD'd, like on accident.
don't
I literally
think
was, everything
ever-
was like that for like an hour. Even like, just, I couldn't stop it. My eyesight, everything was just,
That sounds awful.
yeah, it was horrible. I was like, why did I do this? It's the worst.
I'm trying to think if I've had like.
The other time was marijuana. Jeff gave me like some hash oil pill or whatever.
Oh my god.
And I had such a low tolerance. And he came from SF where they have like gnarly shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just gonna make me get really high, right? Like it's not addictive or any of this shit. He's like, yeah, you'll be fine. And I like took it and I was like, hey Jeff, look, I'm taking the blue pill or whatever, the Matrix reference, and I swallowed it, and then literally I went the whole day.
It was a weed pill.
It was like hash oil pill.
Oh,
I think
okay,
it was.
okay.
I don't know, like concentrate. Maybe?
That sounds. Yeah, it sounds like pretty gnarly.
It was gnarly.
Yeah.
I was like in here on that couch, and it was fucking me up so bad, and I felt like I was gonna get sick. You know when your arms start to go numb.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when your toes start to straighten out. Like you ever have heat stroke?
Yeah.
I get that a lot in the heat. It's like you get so dehydrated that your like fingers and toes start going out straight.
Yeah.
And you can't control it. You start cramping up, and then you like end up throwing up. And
You got that from a
hash oil pill. Yeah, it started doing that. Then I was throwing up in a bucket. They brought it in, and I was like, all right, maybe if I take a shower, I can beat this.
Yeah.
So I got up, like stumbled through this room,
Oh my god.
took a shower, came back with like a towel on, but still the shower did not help.
Yeah.
Did not help. And it did not help. I came back in this room and I lost the towel because I'm stumbling. I laid on that couch next to my puke bucket naked, just throwing up for the whole day.
Jesus.
Jeff
Christ,
and my girl
dude.
kept coming in like periodically every couple hours.
They don't cover you up?
After a while,
Okay.
I think. But I was just telling them to get away from me. I was like, just let me ride this out.
Was it like, were you like panic attack?
The whole
feeling and
time.
Shit too?
The
Yeah.
whole time.
Oh my god.
And I'm just
that
telling myself,
sucks.
like, you're not going to the hospital. Like, just hang on. Just
Yeah.
hang on.
Yeah.
Literally, I felt like I was puking up, like, everything toxic in me.
Dude, that was the worst feeling.
I imagine that's what taking psychedelics, like, when you hear people talking about ayahuasca,
Yeah.
that's what I imagine it was like. Because I literally threw up all day, and, like, I felt better the next day.
Yeah.
I did. I was like, whoa, I feel better. I don't know what, but I had the worst
Well,
nightmares.
compared to what you were
They were
feeling.
daymares though. I was awake and I was like freaking out. My brain would not stop going, and
Yeah.
every time I opened my eyes, it was like vertigo again. It was like I was off balance, so I was like had to keep my eyes shut, and I just had to face all the shit that was going on in my head, because I'm high as shit, and I'm just like the worst nightmare of being buried alive. Basically, is what I felt.
Yeah.
All day, I survived it though. The next day, I was like, how did I do that?
It's such a
And he
bad
just
feeling.
like, yeah, I'd take 2 of them.
Really?
I was like, what?
What the
He's
fuck?
fine. He's walking around like a functioning marijuana smoker or consumer.
Jesus Christ.
I know. That was hell. That was fucking gnarly. Now that was the day. That was it. Have you ever done any psychedelics?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You haven't?
No.
I always
don't-
thought you had, because you seem like you've got like a, I don't, as corny as this sounds, and I'm not hitting on you, good.
Oh shit.
You got an old soul, bro. That's why we connected, because I was like, this kid has some complexity to him, and I'm
Alright.
fucked up. So like, I don't know, and you liked skating as much as me, so I was like, we're gonna be best friends, I'm sure.
I just have inner turmoil.
Yeah.
Like that had a lot to do with why I did drugs. But like even like, dude, I've never had a bad drug. The only time I've really had bad drug experiences is with weed.
Really?
Yeah, like I've done so much. Like when I was in high school, like ecstasy was a big thing. When I was in high school, like
It might still be.
so much. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But like so much of that, like coke, all kinds of pills. But like, dude, I've had so many horrible experiences smoking weed.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
What's the experience?
Well, I think what it is like.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Well, it's different, dude. I don't know, because when I eat weed, like it's
Different experience.
It's totally fine. Like I can handle it.
Really?
Yeah, but if I smoked out of that right now, I might be okay, but it might go horribly wrong.
I'm
And
the
I might-
opposite of that.
Really?
Yeah, remember I was telling you before, I think we were recording about
Oh,
the
yeah,
2
yeah.
edibles
Yeah.
that my dude at my homie at my work gave me.
Yeah.
The edibles takes me too deep. This I can't. I just can smoke a couple bowls and my throat hurts, and then I'm like, hey, I can't do it anymore.
I don't know, man.
That's weird.
Yeah. I just start freaking out about everything, like go into a bathroom, look in a mirror, and just like awful time, dude.
I can relate.
But when we were at Tampa the last time, I remember we went to that park, the new Bro Bowl or whatever.
Shit was sick.
No, it wasn't. Not for me.
Wait,
'Cause
the
we
Bro Bowl.
The new Bro Bowl.
Oh, okay,
That
okay.
park.
Yeah.
I mean, the park is sick, but
Yeah.
like it was like the last day of the trip, and you were smoking. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll smoke. And like,
Yeah, we get you
just-
occasionally.
dude, the worst time. Like, I thought I was having a panic attack. Like, had dry mouth, couldn't find a drink. Like, it's like to Florida and it's 90 degrees out. And, like, I didn't know how to ask to go to a store to get a drink. And like, oh my
There's
god.
mouth breathers
I
all
just-
around you.
And then like the Ty Evans showed up.
I know
with
his-
all those guys,
with
and I
the
was just
van
like,
with the
dude,
eyeball.
I can't do it right now.
He had the camera on the van.
Yeah, it was. Dude, I just walked down the street and I just sat on the sidewalk.
I knew nothing of this.
Yeah, you did, because like after an hour, you came over, and I was just like, dude, I need to like talk about it.
Yeah.
So then I can like just deal with it, and I was just like, dude, I got too high, and you're like, yeah, it happens.
It does. It does.
And then we had to go to the airport and shit. Oh god.
Oh, I do remember you saying that.
I don't know
too.
why I can't. Weed fucks me up.
It's good to know, though. It's good to know.
Yeah.
Because some people, it's like they're allergic to fucking alcohol. Like Billy Rohan was allergic to alcohol, I think. And that made him have like schizophrenia or something, like where you just freak out when you drink alcohol. It'd like fuck him up super bad.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what the case was. If I'm getting that wrong, someone let me know out there. Because he's talked about it in interviews before. It's not like a big secret or anything. But I know he went off the deep end a few times. And I think it's just because he had an allergy to alcohol and he didn't know it. He just thought he was an alcoholic, but it was like a little bit of both, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like it's just good to know what your body. We're all made up of different shit.
Yeah, everyone has different
Yeah.
biochemistry or whatever, and
Yeah. We're not scientists, but yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, it's fucked up. That's why we did this. Ecstasy seems like a fun one though.
Oh
Never
my
done
God.
that, but it seems like if you,
that
if you were careful
if
of
it wasn't so bad for you,
yeah,
I would do that one again.
Yeah.
But it's too bad for you.
because I've had people that talk about it, Is it ketamine? Is that what ecstasy
That's an
is?
animal tranquilizer.
Oh, okay. I've heard
That's
people
a-
talk about it, and they talk about it like it was one of the best experiences ever.
It's fucking
Like
awesome.
bliss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't like recommend it.
Because I've heard horror stories. That's why I never do. Because
Yeah.
too many horror stories. I'm
Yeah.
like, there's too many examples of people this went wrong for, and if it's a slippery slope,
Yeah.
other things to focus
I'd stick to the ones like weed, mushrooms, acid maybe.
Wow,
but
acid seems scary to me always.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would.
Because it said acid in it. It's like acid sounds bad, doesn't
Or
it?
LSD.
That sounds
LSD.
way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like something I'd try.
But like, yeah, those ones. Those are the only thing I'd really do anymore is like weed, and I might try mushrooms. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
How goes the nicotine?
it's terrible.
It's not even the nicotine though. That's the thing. It's like it's everything in the cigarette. What do you smoke? Which ones do you smoke? Do you smoke like a healthier version one? There's some that's got to be
they're
100% tobacco, right?
I think American Spirits have like
Yeah,
no additives
Susky
or
used
whatever.
to smoke those.
But
they
no,
burn
I just
slow.
smoke regular cigarettes. They're awful.
Is it the routine? Because if it's just a routine, you should just
Yeah.
roll your own or like smoke American Spirits.
No, I just want to stop altogether.
Yeah, that's solid. I mean, I smoke weed, so I'm kind of a hypocrite on that end.
It's a big part of it is just like your daily routine. You know,
Yeah.
you wake up and do the same things, and like a lot of people I know smoke, so I'm around it. I work outside. That makes it harder. Like,
Yeah.
you know, smoke. I mean, they're
Because you're
really
outside.
all excuses that you tell yourself so you can keep doing it. But there are some like, you know, some things do make it harder.
Yeah.
When you're around people who are doing it or whatever. But
That's what sugar is to me. Sugar is like my cigarette because whenever I just want a little pick-me-up, I'll go get something sweet. And
Yeah.
it's like throughout the whole day, I could just get little pick-me-ups. I love grapes. Grapes
Yeah.
are fucking amazing. They're little fucking sugar
they're
drops.
so good.
So good. You get ice cold grapes, red or green, don't give a fuck at this point.
Yep.
And just like a Greek god on your couch.
You get the stem. and
Yeah,
you
with
just-
Elwood and Emma next to me, and when my shirt's off, I have a hairy chest, and just eat those grapes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
it's
painted a
disgusting.
picture. Hey, come on, man. Painted a picture for you. I love sugar though, but that one I could see I'm gonna have to adjust as I get older because I can get away with it now because I am so active. You
Yeah.
know?
Right. Yeah.
But like if I slow down at all, I'm gonna have to adjust a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'll be active till I'm dead. What do you think? Will I?
Depends on when you die.
Say I make it to 75.
No.
You don't think I'll be active till 75?
No. I mean,
Fuck
what's
you.
active?
Fuck
what
you.
do you mean?
Like fucking
Are you
climbing
gonna
mountains.
still mow your? No. Fuck no.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, we're skateboarders. We're fucked.
No,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll have to take. Do I take steroids?
Or who knows? Medical science might be able to give us whole new.
Yeah, but what if I just don't stop
Mm.
moving? Sorry for the people. I've been taking. Yeah, now we have white lighters, which I heard was bad luck, but I'm pretty
Bad
sure
luck.
all of them that were wrapped are white lighters. So at least now
That's
the
why they're
lies are
wrapped.
covered. Yeah, but I'd rather just know I have bad
Keep
luck.
it bad in.
Just want to know right away so I can manage it. Okay.
This trick.
You don't think at 75 you could climb a mountain?
I could, not you.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
No, I don't. Dude, 75 is old as shit.
I thought 35 was old as shit, and I'll be 35 on the 15th. When I used to think that all the time. I was like, that's old as shit. 35 didn't even seem like a reality to me.
Yeah.
Still doesn't.
Now think
I feel
of
like I'm
40
18.
more years. That's more than twice as long as you've been alive.
I'm gonna be so hyped to climb a mountain because I made it that far. I'm going up that mountain at 75.
Dude, how big is this mountain?
Like a fucking teeny one. No. Like I'll do a challenge. I'll do like a legit mountain.
Like a
Something I have to work out for. Like something I
like
have.
the White Mountains in New Hampshire.
Yeah, like I'm not
5,000
going
foot.
to Everest. That's just
Yeah.
pointless. I'll freeze and die just
Right.
because I'm trying to like prove a point. But
Yeah.
but maybe depends. You'd have to be hyped on climbing mountains.
Yeah, it's fucking hard to climb mountains, man.
Maybe.
You ever done that?
No, really. In Arizona, we had some sort of hill mountains we'd climb up. It was pretty sick. You get to the top, it took a little while, half an hour.
Oh yeah, like the White Mountains in New Hampshire, like even the smaller ones, it's like a day hike to get up
Really?
and down. Yeah.
To the top?
Yeah.
You have to sleep up there then?
You can.
Can you see the
No,
stars?
you can get up and down in a day. on some
Oh,
of
the
them.
whole day.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sick. Because I thought
Um,
one way up maybe, but
Yeah, I mean it's pretty
Is the
It's
view
fun.
sick?
Yeah, it's worth it when you get up to the top.
Imagine
For
going
sure.
on a crystal clear night and just fucking sleeping up there, looking up at the sky. Shit would trip me out.
Yeah, it'd be sick.
You ever have that moment? Like I've had it. I think we've had it on trips where you go to somewhere that's like, it's so scenic, and it's 180 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Like I've been to a few places in my life.
Yep.
And when we had good trips, or like you're just at one of those moments, you're like, I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
And you come to one of those scenic views, and like I'll drink that shit in all day.
Yeah, you don't
all
take your
day.
phone out.
Nope.
Like you just.
I don't even pay attention to people.
Yeah.
Remember when we went to California the last couple years back? I made Billy dunk his feet in. Remember?
Yep.
He wouldn't put his feet on the other side of the country.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're on the other side of the fucking United States.
Yeah.
You got to put your fucking feet in the ocean, like. Fucking moose in it. He wants to stay up in Maine and fucking dip his fucking moose in the fucking like. But no, I've had those moments where you're just like 180 degrees, just like skyline. You see where the sky meets the ocean or whatever.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're in a dome, and it's just like fucking panoramic. It's insane.
You just feel like nothing.
Yeah.
And like everything.
Yeah.
I don't know, like your thoughts are just gone. You're just like that's it.
Yeah.
That's all yeah.
I filmed one when I was in Puerto Rico. I was laying on a beach, and this is right when my mom passed. I was like, fucking, yeah, that was crazy. Conrad invited me on a surf trip, and I was down. It was with these pro surfers like Ben Gravy and Lucas and the homies from Juke Squad and Paul. It was a sick trip, and but my mom, like, that was right. I went there right after my mom passed, so I was like dealing with that, and I'm out on a surf trip with pro surfers, and I'm a fucking city kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm a fucking kid from New Bedford and fucking Fall River and all these fucking things, and I can barely swim, to be honest. I fake the funk, kind of. I got a mean doggy paddle, and I'm just out there, and they're taking me on these sharp ass rocks. My feet are so soft because I skateboard and keep them in shoes all the time.
Yeah.
And they're walking on these fucking sea rocks like they're like fucking needles, and they're climbing up these shit. They had me climb up one. It was like 20 feet, and I felt the whole time like I was just gonna let go because my feet, it was like so sensitive.
Damn.
Yeah, but they were doing it so chill. I felt like such a bitch out there. I didn't even surf because like I like dicked around with the skimboard, which was pretty sick.
Yeah.
The shit they did on that was sick because they would set the little waves would come in, and it's all glassy looking as though it's going out.
Yeah.
So they throw the skimboard as the water's going out, and then they jump on it, ride it out, and then the wave would come in. They'd fucking launch like 15 feet in the air.
Really?
Yeah, these two homies. It
Wow.
was sick to watch. They were like doing flips and double flips and shit. And then they would surf, and I fucked around with the skimboard a little bit. I just tried to ride it and fell. And then like I didn't really surf. I just used it to get out to where they would surf, and then I would just watch and film because I was like, my mom had just passed. And like I just was like I need to rest. Like I needed to fucking rest.
Yeah.
That was like after all that, like fucking like all my siblings coming together and having to deal with the whole thing, and like cleaning my mom's house out was like fucking rough.
Dude, yeah.
And like with my sisters, and like my brother came out from Australia, and like just damn. But yeah, so then I went right onto that trip. That was fucking highs and lows.
Yeah.
Highs and lows. But long story short, I was laying on a beach, and I filmed it. I have it on my phone still. I saved the
I
clip.
think you've shown me it.
Yeah, it's just a clip, and it's only like a half a second it's like a couple seconds, but it's just like, it captures that moment. I was laying there, I'm like, oh, this is fucking heavenly.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
I was grateful to be alive, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
Those moments are sick.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is with drugs, too, is like, there's highs and lows, which is like, there's that in life and normal. You know, like in life, people die. That's a really bad low, and we all have to deal with that. Someone close to us dies, you know? And there's also big wins. Like, you can have huge wins, you know, successes in life, which is good. But then with, like, if you have a drug abuse as well, you self-impose a lot of these things on you, you know? And it's like, life's hard enough, you know, like to be mismanaging a drug. Like, life could be whatever you want if we could stay healthy and focused and driven, and like if we could envision us growing old.
It's
climbing mountains at 75 though. I'm down though. I'm down.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
No, like I think it's like hope when people get hopeless.
Yeah.
You know, when you're just like, look, it's gonna be bad anyway. I'm gonna do this thing, and it's gonna be good for a little bit at least before it comes back to bad.
Yeah.
Like when you get hopeless, that's like, it seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
You know?
It kind of goes back into getting into patterns too, because if you're used to leaning on something like a heavy drug to make you happy, that's like me leaning on sugar so much, you know? It's like, I need this drug every fucking day. Like, just
Yeah,
to,
but then
like,
if you do it, you do it every day, like,
you become a
you're
slave
ultimately, and whatever drug it is, like, even sugar, you keep doing it because you're chasing the feeling you got the very first time you did it.
that first grape I ever had.
You remember it?
Dude, like it was yesterday.
Do you really?
No.
Oh, okay. No, because, like,
I wish.
I remember, I remember moments of, like, the first time I did certain drugs,
Yeah.
where it was, like, I remember it, like, so clearly, and it never, ever came back again.
Yeah.
Like, you just kept doing it, and you're like, where is it? Where is it? It's gone. Like, you'll never get it back.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
that. I've heard that people remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they chase that.
And, I mean, who we kidding? Sugar is a drug. I mean, I'm
Fucking good one.
caffeine, like, caffeine doesn't affect me the way it used to, but I'm still doing it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Those are safer ones. That's like what my whole bet was.
No, yeah, for sure.
Mine was like bet on the drugs that like people have been doing for so long and there's not
Yeah,
huge
the ones
numbers
you
of
can
people
manage.
dying. Yeah.
No
That's
one's
risk assessment.
overdosing on
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah, fucking gnarly. Speaking of that, I need some coffee. This is a Sade. I'm not gonna kiss her.
That's good.
The Instagram live went out. You can only get so long on
Isn't Sade
Instagram
black?
live. I don't know. Well, is she?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't even know who she is. I just said
She's
it.
a musician.
She was
She's a
bald,
singer.
right?
Yeah.
She shaved her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a white Sade.
This is a mannequin head that I have in my in our little All I Need warehouse studio room. What do you think of this place?
Let
kid?
me figure out if Sade.
Yeah, look her up. Look her up. But I have a little mannequin head to shoot photos of the hats and the beanies and stuff. But I ended up drawing a face on her, and it's a white head for sure. You're right. But I nicknamed her Sade because she has a shaved
dude.
head. Because that's all I remembered was she was like, oh, she has long hair there though.
Yeah, she did shave her head.
Look one
though.
up with her shaved head. Type in Sade shaved. head. Don't
Wait,
forget
are you
head.
even? I wonder if you're even thinking of Sade.
SADE. Is that how you say it?
SADE.
Try that. But I drew lips on her, and
Sure.
now every time I do a live feed, I pretend I'm gonna kiss her, but I'm just not. Cause
When you,
not
holy
kissing
shit, she did.
she did, right? Let me
Yeah.
get a look on her.
Oh, dude, when you
Damn.
first, yeah.
I'm not mad at shaved heads. I'm not. That's Halle
Me
Berry.
neither. I
though.
have a shaved head.
No, I know. That's Halle Berry. Is that? Yeah, Halle Berry bald hairstyle. That's not really her though. They just superimposed it, right? Oh, she got that proper ass square head.
I don't know.
Nice. That's not Sade though. That's my girl Sade Goonan. Look her up.
Dude, maybe you're. Are you thinking of Sinead O'Connor?
Oh, that might be it.
Because she is white.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, I'm
So
pretty
my
sure-
mannequin's correct.
I'm pretty sure she's awful though.
I'm wrong with the wrong name.
Sinead. Yeah, when you first.
Who's Sade?
She's a singer. She's sick.
I don't know.
But she does not have a shaved head, I guess.
I just bought these jeans today from
Alright.
the thrift store. It's $6 pair.
Oh, yeah, this is Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, that's
I
yeah.
think she's like.
But we still don't know who Sade is though.
Yeah, we do. She's a musician.
Did you see her? Because I only saw an
Dude.
actress named
No, I showed you her album cover.
yeah, with the long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was dope.
Yeah.
Oh, now I gotta listen to her music. She probably crushed it. You
Yeah,
don't
dude.
become Sade without killing it.
You want to hear Smooth Operator?
Yeah. Oh, smooth operator. Yeah, this is it.
Dude, I used
And
to.
it's Sade.
Yeah.
She looks like her. She got hair. She got hair. All right. So I
she
had the
got
wrong name. I had the wrong name.
This shit's good. Dude, this takes me back to being a kid.
When I was a
Parents
kid,
used to
I
listen
loved
to
music. I mean, I love music now, but I always loved like. I always appreciated people like that could sing. This is that a saxophone?
I don't know.
Trumpet. Ooh. Look at the style, dude. Like mafia
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, trumpet, I guess.
They need to block the glare off the dome piece, though. You see that? For sure. Like,
Bad choice of lighting.
oh, it looks good there, though.
Dude, what was that?
Some sketchy shit. Do you think you could sing on stage in front of people? Like, not right this second, but if you wanted to, do you think in like talking about getting older? How old are you?
28.
28. Do you think if you had till 30 to like be able to sing?
Like to prepare. And
Yeah,
shit?
2 years.
Dude, I used to like be in the choir in church and shit.
Really?
Like, yeah, and I was in chorus and
Where,
middle school
in
and
Plymouth?
stuff. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I love singing, but like I'm not really like good at it.
How was
anymore.
choir? What would you do? They make you
Church.
sing in front of people?
No, it was just like in the back of the church. They kind of lead the church in whatever song.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. That seems strange.
it was. But I like singing.
But you had to sing in front of people?
Well, you
In
were,
a group?
yeah, in a group.
In a pack seems easier.
Yeah.
Because, like, me, Elwood, Emma, and my lady will just go, "Arr," and, like, howl. And then I'm okay with it. Like, if all of them are in, I'm in. I'll go deep.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't know you did that. How do you sing? Are you like, what's your pitch?
I don't know, because like when I was back then, I had a really high voice. Like before my voice changed, when my voice
Puberty?
changed, yeah, like kind of all went to shit.
The
So.
boys dropped. And you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm Corey.
Yeah. Oh god.
That's kind of sick. Did I tell you about that fucking completely off the subject? About my theory or someone's theory where I don't give me credit for it because I don't know. About castration. It's not even theory. It actually happened. I looked it up. They used to castrate young boys to keep their voice from changing.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. There's a name for it. I Googled it one time. I'm like, that's a real thing. They're like, I think.
Like doing it for that reason.
Yeah,
has
so
a
their
name
voice
for it?
didn't change, so they could keep that singing voice. It was
Wow.
like a career move. Fucked up.
That's super fucked up.
Fucked up. And then my theory, that's what it was. My theory was that that's what happened to Michael Jackson. And that explains all the strangeness and why his voice was always epic.
Could be.
His dad had too many kids, and he's like, but poor little Michael is the last number 5, and all of them were trying to be singers. But Michael had it. He was not letting it go. This is all made up in my head, by the way. But I imagine his dad was like, yep, we'll go to that country where it's still legal. Michael got snipped, and then fucking he kept his voice, and he carried the other 4 on his back like a champ. Did you see him? Michael Jackson is one of the greatest.
It makes sense to me.
And the perversion would add in there too, but I don't know if that's true or not. That's just been in the media for years.
Dude, there's Louis C.K.
Nice.
being accused of jerking
no.
off in front of women.
Really?
Yeah.
He does it on
Like,
stage.
5 different women all came forward.
What's your
like,
sources though? Come on, bro.
I don't have
Online?
sources. I was just reading the New York Times.
Really? In the New York Times?
Yeah.
It says that.
Yeah, it's like a big deal right now, dude. If you check
Google
your
it.
news feed,
Google it.
check your news feed.
I'm nervous. I don't want to see this reality. Do you think? So what do I type in?
Here, I'll do it. Right,
Yeah. I've had too much coffee today.
Alright.
Got the
so-
jitters. My Nana, I love her. I love my Nana very much. But I got a question. She always does this. She like shakes. What do you think that is?
I don't know.
That was an honest question, dude.
How old is she?
Like 70.
Well, there you go.
Is that a bad sign, or does that happen when you get older? You shake more.
Dude, I don't know.
I wonder. Think about that. Do you ever have weird anxieties like that?
About getting older?
No, yeah, about weird things that you might end up being like, I don't know, like that. For example, when you're like 65, you might shake more.
Dude, I
you have to
think
manage that. You're like, no, fuck now, I shake.
I'm just trying to get through tomorrow. I can't think
No, you gotta
that
get
far.
through looking up fucking
Yeah, I
Louis
was, but-
C.K. accusations.
Keep talking to me about your
Sorry.
shaky grandma.
Sorry.
Alright.
I hope it's wrong, dude. He's like one of the funniest motherfuckers alive. Louis C.K., right?
Yeah, dude.
One of the best comedians. I hope he didn't Bill Cosby it.
Alright,
Did he
dude.
fucking Bill Cosby it? God damn it. I need proof.
I don't know, man. It's weird timing because he has like a movie coming out right now.
That might.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want it to be
New York
true.
Times. Dude, it's on. Did you just say it and now it's on there? You made it a reality. Multiple women say Louis C.K. masturbated in front of them. New York Times. I mean, he does on his stage. He, like, pretends to.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, like, the stories that, like, they go through the 5.
But the NY
Different.
Times is that the New York Times.
Yeah.
5 women have told the New York Times that the comedian's riffs about masturbating have disturbing connection to real life. In 2002, a Chicago comedy duo, Dana Goodwin and Julia Lowell, landed their big break. This is so much to read. What are they talking about? When Louis C.K. invited them to hang in his hotel room for a night. Okay, alright. So these 2 people landed their big break.
a chance to perform at the U.S. Comedy Arts Festival in Aspen, Colorado, when Louis C.K. invited them to hang out in his hotel room for a nightcap. After his late-night show, they did not think twice. The bars were closed and they wanted to celebrate. He was a comedian they admired. The women would be together. His intentions seemed collegial. 2 chicks, 1 dude in a room. Sounds like a porno. Sounds like a porno, though. But, I mean, whatever. As soon as... Were they drinking, did it say? For a nightcap. As soon as they sat down in his room, still wrapped in their winter jackets and hats. It's a lot of detail. It's a lot. They're like...
It gets worse. They
were still wrapped up. Louis C.K. asked if he could take out his penis. The women said, "Where's the cliffhanger? Why is the cliffhanger?"
It's not. Keep going.
They thought it was a joke and laughed it off. That's not what they said. The women said they thought it was a joke and laughed it off. And then he really did it. He's taking a shot.
Keep reading.
Ms. Goodman said in an interview with the New York Times, he proceeded to take all his clothes off and get completely naked and started masturbating. Did they say no? Did they tell him to stop? Were they giving him...
I don't know.
All right. In 2003, because they were going back to his room to have a nightcap.
Yeah.
And there's 2 chicks, 1 dude. He's
they didn't
comedian.
say like what they did.
Called Louis C.K. to invite him. Here's another. Is this another one?
Yeah, it's a different.
Is he gonna bury us now? In 2003, Abby, I don't know how to pronounce last names, called Louis C.K. to invite him to one of her shows, and during the phone conversation, he said she could hear him masturbating as they spoke. Another comedian, Rebecca Corey, said that while she was appearing with Louis C.K. on a television pilot in 2005, he asked if he could masturbate in front of her. She declined. Now, after rumors... Alright, well, that's fair. If you're going to go up to someone and say, hey, can I masturbate in front of you? And it's like a opposite gender and you guys are having nightcaps or whatever, and they say no, and you don't, there's no paragraph afterwards. Yeah. This is really poorly written. Who wrote this shit?
I don't know.
New NY Times? Are you fucking kidding me? That's written so bad. But anyways, that's such a cliffhanger. They said no, and then the paragraph ends. It should say she said no, and he never took his pants off and left. Mm-hmm. Like some resolution, you know what I mean? Like, there's no resolution. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Now, after years of unsubstantiated rumors about Louis C.K. masturbating in front of associates, women are coming forward to describe what they experienced. Even amid the current burst of sexual misconduct accusations against powerful men, the stories about Louis C.K. stand out because he has so few equals in comedy. What? In the years since the incident the women described, he has sold out Madison Square Garden 8 times, created
he's just like
an accumulated cloud of taste-making tour with the help of a manager who represents the biggest names in comedy, and Louis C.K. built a reputation as the unlikely conscious of comedy.
Here, scroll down, because there's another
hypocrisy.
One. Keep going. This article is really long,
fucking heartbreaking, though. Heartbreaking news.
Yeah, well, who knows? I mean,
I'm not sure if he did anything wrong or not, though. That's what I'm confused about.
I mean,
he might be taking chances, but he should maybe stop asking to masturbate in front of so many people. Wait, at least he's asking. That's the best part. You'd expect it from him, or you're like, oh, he would ask you. You could decline him as well.
Is this the one? There's one about when he was working on the Chris Rock show.
Yeah, where it got a little suspect. Courtney Cox is being cited.
Yeah, here's what it is. Okay, scroll back up.
All right. Sorry.
All right, so...
Miss Corey, a comedian and writer and actress, felt haunted by her run-in with CK. This is fucking hard to read. He's such a good comedian. A big step in her career when Louis C.K., a guest star, approached her as she was walking to the set. He leaned close to my face and said, "Can I ask you something?" I said, "Yes," Miss Corey said in the writing statement of the New York Times. He asked if he could go to my dressing room so he could masturbate in front of me. Stunned and angry, Miss Corey said she declined and pointed out that he had a daughter and a pregnant wife. His face got red, she recalled, and told me he had issues. He told me he had issues. That's his whole act. That's his whole act on stage, is that right there.
Yeah.
If that's true, which we don't know if it is, he's definitely a dirtbag if he has a wife and he's walking up to people with things.
Yeah.
But he didn't break any... I don't think he did anything wrong, though. He was shouldn't have asked that, which is weird, but it's he didn't do it, right?
Weird.
It is really weird. Like what?
I guess
why?
it's good to talk about it if it's true. I don't know if it's true, but
I hope it's not true.
who's gonna write an article this long to defend Louis C.K. and know all the facts? Are you? Should
No.
we? Do we start the website?
No.
I can't take any position. We were talking about Michael Jackson earlier, and I don't know. He might have done that. Fucking heartbreaking. He was one of the greatest singers alive ever. Legendary.
It's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, thanks, Goonan. You fucking ruined the podcast.
What do you mean? We can come back from this.
Okay. From Louis C.K. masturbating. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I don't think he did anything wrong. He took a lot of
It's
shots and he
really
got shut
fucking
down.
weird.
It's embarrassing, maybe.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah.
He didn't rape anyone.
It's like no one said like no, and then he did it anyway.
Yeah, there was no
Yeah.
like he just took a shot
Yeah.
and they fucking shut him down. It's embarrassing, if anything, for Louis C.K.
Yeah.
I hope he talks about this in his next stand-up.
I was already thinking about that. I was like,
Yeah.
if it is true,
Yeah,
like it's totally gonna be in whatever show he does next or whatever, you know.
but the New York Times, are they doing that just to make his set better? Is it collusion?
Oh God.
Oh God. Nice. New boards are sick. I'm hyped.
Yeah.
Came in, dude. I was like, had them in the boxes for like a couple days there because the New England Am was coming up, and I was like wanting to unbox them, but I had too much other stuff going on to like even do it justice.
Yeah.
But when I got back from that, I was like, all right, I'm throwing these all up on the rack. What do you think of the office warehouse
It's sick.
studio,
It's sick.
podcast studio?
Dude. I like it.
We got a shelving right here. I want to get another one, I think. Maybe go around or something. Be sick.
Or could you get two right there? I don't know.
I might be
Probably
able
not,
to. Because the door ends right there. No, probably not.
huh? Yeah.
It'll be close. But I don't know. I figured this view is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Because you just sit here. I sit at my desk and I just look at the boards and it just gets me hyped. Just seeing skateboards in front of me.
Yeah.
If there's a lot, I'm hyped because there's so many and look how cool that looks.
Yeah.
But also makes me think like, oh, we got a lot. We got to move these things so we can keep this going.
Right.
And then when it's low, it's like, oh, it's cool. They're low. Like on the bottom, all the past graphics are getting down there. There's only a couple left of each.
Yeah.
And
it's
some
cool
are
to
gone.
see.
Yeah, like the Sifu Vengeance, we have Defooks in. We have Timmy's and mine, yours sold out. And then Thrive, Prosper, Rise, we have one Rise left.
Damn.
And a couple Prospers. And then Wartime, mine's gone. And we got 4 of yours and 2 of Timmy's.
Yeah, it's getting
That's
down
it.
there.
Yeah. Which is kind of sad because I love those. All those.
Yeah.
All those. I love them all. Sick, man. Well, thanks for having this conversation with me.
Yeah.
Fucking couldn't
Sure.
had it with anyone else, I don't think. I always get a little too open with you.
Yeah.
Do you notice that?
I mean,
I feel bad that I do it.
no, this is the kind of conversation, like, I don't want to have a conversation that's, like, just, I want to have a conversation that's, like, crazy and makes you have to think and,
Yeah.
you know, like, I don't want to talk about just the day, like, I don't know, just, like, small talk is, like, my worst nightmare.
Yeah,
I hate
water
doing
cooler
it.
talk?
Yeah, it's awful, dude. Like, I don't know how you can have the same conversation every day without eventually just being like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, we know how this goes. We don't have to do this.
It
Like,
becomes part of culture too. You go in and it's like a fucking TV show. People are like talking about shit that characters talk
it's
about.
awful.
It's like bad scripted TV
It's,
and like
yeah, it's so bad.
yeah.
How do you not feel like a fraud when you're like, when you go into the same place every day and you say the same thing to the same person in the same tone? Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Maybe that's why The Office was so sick, because Steve Carell just shook it all up, and all of them are so characters, and it was everything that could go wrong, went wrong, and it stepped over every line, and like it made that mundane situation that most people are in so fucking funny.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
because like when if you're at work and something crazy happens, you ever have the power go out or whatever, people
Mhm.
are like, oh, it's like some break in their thing.
Yeah,
I'm
it's like
always
fun.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
'cause
fun.
it's
I do it,
different.
but
Yeah.
I get into it sometimes. But I'm
Yeah.
also like, yeah, this is kind of strange that this is like
But
fun.
dude, it's always fun when like when something out of the ordinary happens,
Yeah,
and that's part of the appeal of drugs.
yeah.
It's like, break this shit up, dude. I'm bored.
Well, there's the whole theory. It's like you got to go out of your mind. You got to go outside of your thinking so you can like venture into new territory and look down on yourself. You know, you
Yeah.
always can self-reflect.
Different
once you get-
perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
you almost have to go outside of it.
Yeah.
It's what
Sometimes
psychedelics
I
are.
feel you
Imagine.
just like sink into yourself. You know, we were talking like, I don't know when it was, but about like how here's yourself and like here's perspective, and over here is like just way too deep. The water cooler talk, how about this weather bullshit, you know? Like, I don't know, like, you need
balance.
Yeah. What too much of one is, I don't know, man.
Even sobriety is crazy. Like, you ever meet someone who's too sober, Goonan? They've just never had any fun.
Yeah.
And they're just, life is rules and they're boxed in and they just can't, they've never let loose to the point where they're out of control. Because you ever meet those people?
Yeah.
Yeah, those people are too high on soberness.
Yeah.
Even being sober is a drug. Because how could you relate to fucking most people, you know? Like, most people are on some sort of drug, you know? Like, imagine if you were just sober all the time. You would fucking hate a lot of things. Because a lot of shit doesn't make sense. It's like, it's art, you know? It doesn't make fucking sense.
I'd go crazy.
I tried being that guy for a long time because my mom. I tried being the sober guy and I did it. But I was like a little angry inside because I just couldn't I couldn't relate to all the shit, you know, like. And then once I did the drugs, I was like, okay, well, like, you know, mellow drugs, you know, but I still could relate a little better. I was like, oh, okay, I understand. People are trying to live their life and heal and grow and like there's like I understood that, you know, just from
need some sort of thing, even if it's a bad experience, just so you can like reset. And, you know, start with a fresh, like a clean slate.
Yeah.
You know.
That's kind of what I felt like after when I do the float tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it with me, right? Yeah, I felt
like yoga does that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of
meditating, like there's plenty of things. Like you don't necessarily need drugs for it, but
no, but drugs are everywhere.
They can be fun.
Man, figure out which ones you can manage, and if you can do without them, I guess do without them. But definitely don't forget to remember that other people are trying to figure it out. Because definitely being too sober or rigid in your thinking can be problems, you know. Because I've seen people like that, and I'm like, these people aren't bad, and you're angry at them. Like, you think they're bad people. They're just trying to figure it out. They've got issues. Things are working on. Like, people are self-medicating. Like, sometimes you gotta... things take time, you know? Not everyone's rides that... You know, being sober is kind of rigid. But I guess at the end of this, we should just say whatever works for you, but be safe and conscious and understanding, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Anything else?
No.
Sweet.
That all I need.